Hi, I'm Tambrey Laine. Thanks for joining us tonight. Election day is a little more than 6 weeks away, and the financial crisis has many asking, if the government has voting control of a bank, how is that different from nationalizing it, something he's not a fan of? There's a relatively easy way to protect your information. Simply turn your cell phone off. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tambrey Laine. Thanks so much for joining us live here at Deer Run. It is a beautiful day at the golf course. Quite a storm last night, Andy. For some people, pretty severe. Are you ready over there? Did I come to you too soon?
Okay. No, just in the nick of time. I've got the mic. Couple of days.
All right. We'll give you some time to look at all your radar. We'll see you in a few minutes.
I'll be ready next time.
Andy, thanks. An Iowa task force is taking a look at state. Two Galesburg friends are back from a trip to D.C. Why they're saying it didn't exactly live up to their expectations. And burglars are breaking into homes in Bettendorf, what police and neighbors are saying. Plus, a dangerous gas is being blamed for poisoning a Davenport family. We'll tell you what happened.
Live from the Quad Cities, this is CBS 4 News at 10.
Hi, I'm Tambrey Laine. Thanks for joining us tonight. For many Americans, a trip to Washington, D.C. this week was the chance of a lifetime. But some people who made the trip say the presidential inauguration didn't go as smoothly as they had hoped. Elizabeth Field is live in our newsroom. Elizabeth, for the most part, what we saw on TV looked seamless.
It did, Tambrey. CBS 4 News.
Burglars are targeting some Bettendorf neighborhoods. Police say the thieves have stolen cars and broken into several North Bettendorf homes in the past 2 weeks. Police arrested 5 Davenport teenagers in connection with the crimes last night. Neighbors say the break-ins are unsettling, to say the least.
Lately, with all the robberies, how safe things are.
Police are looking for other burglars in connection with the break-ins. In the meantime, they're reminding you to be extra careful and to lock your home and car, especially at night. The Catholic Diocese of Peoria wants a Quad City priest to leave his job. The diocese is asking Father Jerry Pilon from St. Mary's in Moline to step down. They're also asking him to stop wearing religious clothing and to no longer use the titles Reverend or Father. Pilon was accused of sexual misconduct with a minor almost 12 years ago. He denies those allegations and says he's done nothing wrong. A Davenport family was forced out of their home and taken to the hospital today. Andrea Stankiewicz joins us live in the newsroom to explain how a colorless, odorless gas is to blame. Andrea?
That's right, Tambrey. CBS 4 News.
So, Ted, it's cooling down out there, but still not that bad outside.
It's not that bad. 35 degrees right now in the Quad Cities, but it's going to go down even more. As our high today, we got up to 41 degrees here, and some places south of the Quad Cities got into the 50s. I'll have all the details and your forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, Ted, thanks. Iowa lawmakers are agreeing to err on the side of caution when it comes to flood relief money. They're delaying a $56 million flood relief package until state agencies can make sure the plan doesn't put federal money at risk. Lawmakers had hoped to approve the package this week, but Governor Chet Culver says the agencies need a couple of days to study the plan, which includes $24 million in housing assistance. Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich says he and his attorneys will not be present when his impeachment trial begins Monday. That's because he says the trial lacks due process.
You can't possibly defend yourself. Didn't do it.
Now, the governor says his attorneys are not being allowed to call witnesses to support him. He specifically mentioned Barack Obama's White House chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel. Blagojevich says Emanuel made a statement Sunday saying there was nothing inappropriate in conversations they'd had about who the next Senate pick would be. The state house has impeached the governor. The upcoming Senate trial could remove him from office. Blagojevich is facing federal corruption charges. He's accused of trying to sell Obama's open Senate seat to the highest bidder. A Chicago radio station is offering Governor Blagojevich a new job. The program director at WLSAM says if Blagojevich resigns, the station will offer him his own weekly radio program Sundays from noon to 2. The program director says the station is asking the governor to spare the state the embarrassment and expense of forcibly removing him from office. He says the station's offer reflects the will of the people who he says want the governor gone. Well, it is official. Illinois Congressman Ray LaHood is the U.S. Transportation Secretary. President Obama reached across the aisle tapping the Republican congressman because he says it's important to put the best people on the job, even if that means someone from a different party. LaHood says one of his priorities will be making sure the money Congress sets aside for construction projects to stimulate the economy is wisely spent. Well, more Quad Cityans are losing their jobs. Nichols Aluminum is laying off 55 junior employees, and that represents 16% of its workforce at the Davenport branch. A plant spokesman blames the economic situation for the layoffs and hopes to be able to call the employees back when conditions improve. The Nichols aluminum plant recycles and remanufactures aluminum scrap, and branches in Illinois and Alabama are also making cuts. And the city of Geneseo is cutting jobs. The layoffs include a police officer, 2 telecommunication positions, and a public service department employee. Other city workers will be forced to take a week of unpaid leave between February and July. The city says the cuts are necessary to make up for lost sales tax revenue. Well, if you haven't already, it's time to start thinking about filing your taxes. And despite fears over filing during these tough times, some QC accountants are urging you to get it done quickly. That way you can avoid financial penalties. Officials say if you're struggling to come up with the money, payment plans just might be the answer.
As long as you have a reason for not paying, and file your tax return.
If you were affected by a natural disaster last year, you might want to talk to a tax consultant to see if you qualify for special tax breaks. If you meet certain income guidelines, you might be able to get free help filing your taxes. Trained volunteer tax preparers are giving their time through the United Way, helping low to moderate income Quad-Cityans file their returns. For a list of times and places where you can go to get help, just log on to CBS4QC.com and click on popular links. Still ahead on CBS 4 News, new video shows that jet crash landing in the Hudson River last week. And how is the QC housing market faring in tough economic times? Find out in tonight's For Our Community. Hi, I'm Tambrey Laine. Thanks for joining us. The former fiance of a Davenport man accused of driving drunk and putting a 2-year-old Texas boy in a coma is speaking out. Cindy Beatty says Stuart Richardson has been battling alcohol addiction for years.
He is on the street.
2-year-old Abdallah Kader is suffering serious brain injuries and is in a coma. And 44-year-old Richardson has been charged with assault, including serious bodily injury. Police say Richardson was drunk when he rear-ended the Kader family Friday night in Arlington, Texas. Andrea Medeiros talked to the woman who was once engaged to Richardson. Andrea, what is she saying about all this?
Tambrey, Cindy Beatty, CBS 4 News.
Muscatine police are asking for your help finding this man. Investigators say Andres Carmona stabbed a woman and they think he's still in the QCA. Police have been looking for him since Monday when they found the mother of his children with several stab wounds. If you know where Carmona might be, you can call Muscatine police at this number on your screen, 563-263-9922. Police are trying to figure out who's been damaging property in Joe Daviess County. Several road signs have been vandalized in Wards Grove Township, that's near Stockton and South Curtis Roads, and people have been calling to complain about damaged mailboxes and lawns. Police are asking you to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-747-0117 with any information, and you could get up to $1,000 for your tip. Illinois Governor Pat Quinn is hinting at reopening state parks. Quinn will talk more about his plans tomorrow, and he says state park fans will like what he has to say. Former Governor Rod Blagojevich cut funding for 7 state parks and a dozen historic sites last fall, including Blackhawk State Park. John Deere is one of many top companies in the world hit by the economic downfall. Today, Deere & Company held its annual stockholders meeting at world headquarters in Moline. CEO Robert Lane answered questions and talked about the steps the company is taking to keep Deere on top during the recession. Lane says despite the hard times, he remains confident, and many shareholders agree.
If this meeting, I feel good about John Deere.
John Deere's first quarter report for 2009 shows worldwide net sales are down 1% compared to a year ago. Moline officials are facing huge budget problems. Less money is coming in, but more is going out, and they say that trend will continue next year. So the city is taking action, and that's in the form of a hiring freeze.
Next year, without affecting labor.
Now, no one working for the city is expected to lose their job, but as many as 20 jobs that will open soon will not be filled. Let's talk about the weather. Why not, Andy? A gorgeous day in the Quad Cities.
Temperatures up into the 50s across most of the area, and we've had some sunshine tomorrow, though unfortunately not looking quite as nice. A lot of rain on the way tomorrow. I'll have more details on that, and some colder weather coming in for the weekend as well. All the details of the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Andy, thanks.